a momentum swing, okay? So it took us years, it was years of African Americans coming through here, and we were having some success. I remember having a conversation, this was probably about 6 years ago, with my good friend John Lynn. I said, look, John, as I look at Primerica, every race of people have won here except one. The Asians had won at that period of time, the Hispanics had won, obviously the Caucasians had. But as a race of people, we had not won in Primerica as a whole. We had pockets of it. And there was one person that came into Primerica, whenever you see him, you should thank him. He really changed the pace of Primerica for African Americans, and that was College Temple. When College Temple came through here, prior to him coming here, everybody that was making $200,000 or $300,000 like myself had been here a while. And he came here in a relatively short period of time, in a matter of maybe 2 to 3 years, took his income to about $400,000. He was projected to be $1 million income earner. So he began to break the time barrier for African Americans, and you have the rest of what you see today. And so if you ever wanted to be at the right place at the right time, this is it. Y'all remember Michael Jackson's, this is it, right? And so this is my lovely wife, Tanya, and she might have a word or two that she'd like to say.
As often as I should, but you do just so much of this. When you go to the events, you know, whatever you lack and you think you're doing, you know, okay, you feel from other people, and they're just so willing to give you information and you know how they got there. It's just like, you know, it just pumps you up. If you're at a low, you come to the event and you're high. And we go back to our honeymoon. We went to Hawaii, and I thought we was doing good. We went to Hawaii. We go to Hawaii for honeymoon. We went like maybe a month or two later with the company. Where we stayed, it changes your life. And so you always want to, you know, it just brings you to another level. You think you're doing good until you travel with them. It just, you know, it just does. So that's all.
All right, great job. Y'all doing that. So I'm excited, man. I'm so damn pumped up. I can't stand it. My good, great friend Renee Turner. We all at this convention 4 years ago said, man, let's go get on the Wall of Fame, you know. And out of that group, Columbus Pollard was the first, and I'm about to be the second. Come on, surprises. And so she said, no, that's for you. It's not really. I'm just an example of the team. And but she said to me, Sedrick, are you happy? You excited, man? You know, all that kind of stuff. And I said, you know what? Yes, I am, but I, you know, I did it. I manifested. You know, many of you that have been around me here lately, is I have these 30+ years now of experience on how to create stuff. And so I'm not surprised anymore. I'm not surprised at what God does and the way in which He works. Yeah. Right? And what I'm excited about is the multi-million-dollar income. That's what I'm excited about. Right? And so I'm going to just give you, I just want to, this is going to be my message for a while. Now, Errol has probably been around me the longest in Primerica in here. And he knows that when I get a topic, I get a speech, man, by the time when I started, God gives it to me, but I perfect it, right? And like if you've never heard Yellowstone, The Battle for Life, or The Great Separator, these are talks that God gave me, and then I perfected it. Well, these 7 steps to manifesting whatever you want is it, right, at this stage in my life. And so the first thing that you got to, you know, and God was hitting me, I was thinking about this today, so it's actually 8 things that you got to do to manifest whatever you want in your life, okay? The first thing that you got to do is you got to make a decision of what it is that you want. What do you want? What do you really, in the bottom of your heart, what do you really want? What is the lifestyle? What are the things? Who are the people that you want to impact? What do you want? And once you decide that, you got to decide what it is that you want. And I'm learning, and I have learned, not to limit what I want by my current consciousness, my current situations, my current vision. Because it has nothing to do with me manifesting what I want. Where I am today has nothing to do with who I can become. Okay? I just have to make a decision what it is that I want. And so do you. What do you want? Then the second thing that you got to do is then you got to have a vision. Folks, you got to write it down. You know, many of you have heard me talk about that little piece of paper. Columbus Pilot comes to town. He does the Fast Start School for me in 2002. He has a vision 2007. I said after him spending an entire weekend talking about his vision 2007, that's what I need. So I go back, I write up a little piece of paper, I put where I was at the time. I was a senior vice president. I was making 100. I had 4 vice presidents. 3 of the 4 were making 50. That was Carolyn Myers, Calvin Johnson, Calvin Sawney, and Horace St. Clair. I just put some stuff on a piece of paper. The power of Primerica is that, look, you don't have to go out. If we were going to start some other business, we don't necessarily have a track to run on. Here you have a track. You know, it's SNSD, it's NSD, it's SVP, it's RVP, it's 50 grand, 100. We got a track to run on. So I just wrote some stuff down, right? And then what did I do? I meditated on it a little bit. And then, you know, here it is. Katrina hits. I lose a piece of paper. But over the time, I've been looking at it. I put it on my computer. In about 2000, and the goal was to become a senior national sales director, $500,000 income, 10 vice president, 10 locations. Katrina hits. I pack it away. I don't see it until about 4 years ago. I came across it about 4 years ago, and I looked at it, I said, God damn. Man, look at this. Man, this stuff that I wrote down, most of it has come to pass. What do you have to have? Folks, you got to have a vision. The Bible says that if you don't have a vision, you will perish. You will die if you don't have a vision. You got to have a vision of what? What is it you want? It also says that write it plain so that those that see it could run with it or run towards it. See, when you get a vision, man, I was just looking at it and I moved in that direction. It also says, though it tarries, it is for an appointed time. See, the goal was to become a senior national sales director. I did not acknowledge the fact until I saw this paper that in 2009, it was Vision 2007, but in 2009 we had became a national sales director team. At the time we probably had 7 or 8 vice presidents, right? And so that stuff came to pass. You follow what I'm saying? You gotta have a vision. What is your vision for the future, right? And so then the third thing that you've got to do is you've got to control the words coming out of your mouth. The words coming out of your mouth cannot be crosswise to what it is that you want to accomplish. Meaning that, okay, you're pumped up, you're fired up, you're super excited, you got all this stuff you want to accomplish, but you can't go back home and talk about I'm broke. Man, I can't seem to pay my bills. I don't never have enough. These kids are breaking me. See, as long as you say that, you'll never get what it is that you want. I mentioned to many of you that one of the first books that I read in self-development was a book by a preacher by the name of Charles Capps. You ought to get the book. Charles Capps, C-A-P-P-S. The title of the book is The Tongue, the Creative Force. The Tongue, the Creative Force. This was the first book that got me to make sure that I begin to control the words coming out of my mouth. Okay? Now, my kids can tell you this, and I bring it to their attention. They have never heard me say, ever, I can't do this. I can't do that. That does not come out of my mouth. Why? Because I realize there's nothing I can't do. The question is, am I willing to pay a price? There's nothing I can't have. The question is, am I willing to pay the price? Okay, so you got to make sure your words are in alignment. You with me? Why? Because your words create. Now, here's what you do. Here's what I've learned. As the Bible says, that life and death is in the power of our tongue, right? So our words have the ability to give our goals life, or they have the ability to kill it. Y'all with me?
Yeah.
So you got to make sure that you're controlling the words coming out of your mouth. Number 3, third thing that you have to do, this is huge, they don't teach us this, and that is you've got to meditate to create. Number 3.
That's number
Number
4.
4. Right. I started over. Yeah, number 4. You have to meditate to create. You must meditate to create. Everybody, this gentleman is going to help us out. If you can just take your trash and he's going to give it. He's going to pass it back around. Let's give it up.